Hey everybody, I'm Jason Page, and I wanted to go over a couple of tips today and also answer some questions that I've been getting about the Plexiglass light painting brushes. So the first tip I want to go over is just basically how to connect the flashlight to the different light painting tools using the universal connector. All you're going to do is take your flashlight and you simply push it into the connector and then push any of the different light painting brushes attachments into the other end of the connector like that. As you can see, it's pretty well attached. If you're going to be waving this thing around like crazy, especially with some of the heavier attachments like the Plexiglass, what you want to do is actually hold it here. You can actually hold from the universal connector. It actually feels better to hold from this point too because it's more balanced in your hand. If you're holding it down here and you're waving around like crazy, you're running the risk of having the actually the Plexiglass fall out of the attachment. Another thing that I wanted to go over is that they just push in and out of the actual universal connector. I've seen a few people at workshops actually trying to screw these things into the connector, and that's not how they go. It's a simple system. All you're gonna do is push it in like that and kind of rock it back and forth to get out. Very simple to use. People have asked, how do I change the color of this? Well, there's two ways to do it. Number one, you can use a color changing flashlight, but another way to do it if you don't have a color changing flashlight is you can take what are called, these are called gels, all right? And two companies make these. It's called Roscolux gels, or Lee also makes gels and filters. And these come in, a variety of colors, every color that you could possibly imagine. And what you can do with these is simply take it, say this is an orange one here, you're just gonna take it, you're gonna put it over your flashlight like that, and then you can just shove it all into the universal connector, right into the end like that, and now you're going to have an orange light. If you put it onto your Plexiglass, you can see that you're going to have orange along the edge there. So that's a real simple, quick and easy way to change the color of any of the Plexiglass light painting brushes. So another question I've been asked a couple times is, how do I get more light on the outside edge of the Plexiglass? Now say you wanted to really show a defined shape here. When you get your light painting brushes, the Plexiglass, it comes with a nice polished edge. But say you want a very defined shape and you want to have a lot of light all the way along the edges here. So all you're going to do to get that effect is rough up the edge of the Plexi. You're not going to rough up any of the flat part or any of that, but it's just this outside edge. This is 80 grit sandpaper, works fine. 100 grit would work, 120 grit would work. I wouldn't go any rougher than 80 grit. This is probably as rough as you want to go. So you're going to take the edge of your Plexiglass like this, take your sandpaper on your sanding block, and you're just literally going to rough the edge. Just like that. As you see, it's going to be really rough. Again, you're not doing any of this part here. You're going to leave all that nice and shiny. You're just roughing the edge. Flip it over, rough this side. Go all the way around, rough that. What do is that's going to give you a lot more light on the outside edge of your Plexiglass. So this is going to be the polished one, and this is going to be the rough one here. You'll be able to see the difference. As you can see, there's quite a bit more light here on this outside edge than there is here on the polished one as it comes straight out of the package. So anyway, that's a couple different things I wanted to go over with the Plexiglass. Again, the attachment, simple push and pull system. Everything just pushes into place like so, like that. If you're going to be waving it around like crazy, hold it from the balance point right there at the center of the actual universal connector. That way you've got a good grip on it. Nothing's going to fall out. Nothing's going to break. If you want to change the color of it, all you're going to do is take some gels, some Roscoe or Lee gels, also good gels. You can take those, shove them into the end, and then you're going to have a nice, whatever color you want. You'll have that on your Plexiglass. And then again, if you want to get more of a defined edge like this one here, all you're going to need to do is take some simple sandpaper, rough the edge like so, and then you'll have a nice defined edge on your light painting brushes Plexiglass. I hope that helped. I hope that answered some of your questions, and thank you very much for all your support. It's incredible to see all the images people are sharing, and I'm very thankful. So thank you all so much for all the support, and I'll see you again soon. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do a couple examples real quick. This is going to be with the polished edge Plexiglass. This is how it comes right out of the box. We are just attached to a Coast G26 flashlight. Settings that I'm using, ISO 100, f8, just a quick 10-second exposure. I'm just going to do an abstract shape, just kind of move the light around a little bit. I would use the polished edge. I think this works best for abstract work and also in something like portrait photography where you want the subject to be the main focus of your scene and the light is more of an accent or an added element to it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go. Alright, and now again I'm going to switch over, and this is going to be the one with the roughed up edge. As you can see, it's much brighter all along the edge there. And again, I would use this to make something like an orb or something where I wanted the light to be the main focus of the scene. So you'll see the difference here. Same thing, ISO 100, f8, 10-second exposure. You should be able to see there's quite a bit of difference in those two images, and the one obviously going to be the main focus of the scene, the other one is going to be more of an additional element to the scene. But as you can see, I just want to show you quickly the differences in the two.